And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sanden, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sanden.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. We got a great show coming for you today. It's just Corey and I holding it down in the studio. Pete's taking the morning off. He had a little surgery that went fantastic, and he's healing up great, and so we're wishing him the best and a very speedy recovery, and I'm sure he'll be back in the world headquarters here in no time. But in the meantime, we've got a very fun show. It's the Rick and Corey Show. We're just hanging out with you, talking fishing, having fun. No agenda, no guests, just us answering your questions, having a great time, and talking some fishing, and we're looking forward to it. You stay tuned. It's going to be a great one. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090.
San Diego. Do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com, and they'll be glad to hook you up.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance, staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right, good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And these are always those fun shows, Rick, with just you and I and talking fishing and caller participation.
Totally, yeah. I'm pumped. These are, just like you said, always very fun ones, and I always look forward to it too. Usually we're looking forward to it because, you know, Pete's out of town on a cool fishing location, and you know, as we know, talked about it last week, Pete went in for the surgery and everything went great. Talked to him this morning. He just said to mention to everybody that the surgery went very well, and just he's kicking butt in the recovery phase of it, and looking forward to hopefully be back with us next weekend. So yep, get well soon, buddy. And you know, Pete's kicking some butt, but yeah, in the meantime,
it's incredible to have surgery on Monday, home on Tuesday evening.
Man,
I mean, that's
he said he was walking the same day. Like
know.
they you know, put a new hip in that same afternoon, you know, starting to take steps around. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy what goes on. But well, we're wishing you the best, buddy, and get well soon. But in the meantime, lots of great stuff to talk about. And man, you look out the window right now at the world headquarters here, Let's Talk Hookup, and you wouldn't know that it was, it looks like a typical, July day. I mean, it's blue skies and sunny and warm, and there's fish biting, and it's we had like a weird bump, with October being so windy and conditions being kind of off. In normally a month that's our best, and now, boy, things are really straightening out. There's some good weather and some good fishing to be had right now.
Yeah, still some full day yellows and a couple jumbos, man. Do you see Boog there?
That was so cool,
right?
I mean, just at
how big were they?
I think there was I know there was one fish over 200 pounds. I think the other was 160 or 180 something. But and it sounds like they see it every day, that it doesn't bite every day as far as those big ones, but it's kelp patty yellowtail mixed with shots at real big tunas, and it's just really cool. It's really cool knowing that here we are. Now middle of November, and it's doing what it's
almost like
to be
August.
Doing. Yeah, for real.
Almost.
And in your world too, there's been some great calico bass fishing. I know the Dolphin, and I'm sure the other guys just as well. There's been some really good late season calico bass fishing, and I was talking to the guys, and it's been fun for them. It's all kelp and structure related, but they all say the same thing, that it starts out deep, and the guys that catch them are fishing like lead-headed squid or some slider sardine fishing, and then as the chum continues to get in the water, as those things get elevated, and then by the afternoon it's straight fly line, good grade calico bass fishing, like a really cool
like fun.
November fly line sardine great bass fishing.
It's crazy.
It's still very much happening, and yeah, this is a cool time of year.
Yeah, I like it for sure, and 90-degree record in downtown San Diego with the Santa Ana. I mean, how can you beat it, right?
Totally.
Nice weather, good fishing.
Given that opportunity, it's November, and you've got a really good stretch of weather. I know that your passion lays with inshore fishing, but are you, when you hook this gift up this time of year, are you taking advantage of going bassing? Is this the time of year that you like to get your rockfish on? I know that you're a bay guy and you like to do the spotty thing too. Like what is it that like gets you fired up for a type of fishing right now? Like what's the game plan if you're going to go this week?
Kind of all of it, Rick, but like the rockfish thing, I've been into that the last few years, and having that, basically November and December, and then having to leave it behind, right, for a couple months. So it's kind of like I want to go get a couple for dinner, right?
Sure.
So get some nice 2 to 3 pound reds, or maybe a 4 pounder, but I don't know, how do I leave the bassin behind?
Right.
And don't forget the halibut. Sometimes this time of the year can be a great time for halibut in the shallows in the bay and stuff too. So it's where we go from warmer water to cooler, and they come up into the shallows, up into the eelgrass, and get their thing on,
Is there a way to target that fish with an artificial, or do you just get your bites while you're enjoying catching bass and having fun and catching variety, and then the halibut's a bonus? Or is there a way to target that fish in the bay? Like you say, this time of year when the halibut's coming into the bay, is there a way to like specifically try to get that?
You're saying it about right. It's kind of you're targeting the right area.
Okay.
Maybe fishing spotties and catching a short fin corvina, and then your next cast is a halibut.
Yeah.
So it's you're in the right zone. You're setting yourself up for a legal fish, but they're not so stacked up that you can catch them in every cast. So it's a spotty, maybe a short fin corvina, and maybe a sculp in one cast, and then all of a sudden there it is. There's a nice legal.
That's some of the most fun fishing too. Straight variety. Cast your MC swim bait up into the shallows, winding it back to the boat, not knowing what the bite's going to be, but knowing you're going to get a bite.
That's the beauty
that's cool.
of not only Southern California. I mean, you have it up in Long Beach, you've got it Santa Monica Bay, Marina del Rey area, but we down here have San Diego Bay, and it is a jewel, man.
Totally.
We're overlooking right now. It's
a good piece of it too.
Yeah, and it's one of the most incredible fisheries on the West Coast. It's almost like a northern Mag Bay.
That's a good way to look at it. Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so full of spotties and bite friendly ones too. They're not all 13, 14 inchers, but it's the kind of thing where you can go have a 40, 50 fish day per person without a question.
And the bay is so big that you can have completely different experiences, different gear, different fish, different scenery depending on where you put yourself in the bay. You can be out in the front of it or the back of it or somewhere in between and experience completely different fishing.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the gear like for that? And only in that I know there was a lot of old school super light line, light lead head, small baits, almost your trout freshwater type gear for fishing spotties. And the reason I ask this because I know that your calico bass fishing, you always preach, pretty darn heavy tackle. Get the bite when it's there and don't miss it, and braid and heavy fluoro. Do you still like to use a relatively heavy set of gear so when you hook the right fish, be it a halibut or something like that in the back part of the bay, you got it? Or do you scale way down and fish more like a freshwater size gear when you're doing that?
Well, you're probably going to kind of laugh, but I do scale it back a hair, but it's still...
Yeah, your scale back is still rope for...
I think you're... Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's... So like 50-pound Power Pro with anywhere from a 25 to 30, maybe 40-pound... fluoro.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. But so like a 6.5-inch slug, or I'll even fish the 8-inch. I mean, people know that one, but when it's really on. But a 6.5-inch slug on a half ounce or up to a 3/4 ounce, for sure, 30 to 40 pound.
No
leader.
kidding.
Like no BS. Like the chance at a 10 to 12 pound halibut is every cast.
Okay.
And the fact that they're going to inhale it is a given. I mean, that's going to be in their throat. So, I don't want to mess around.
You do that with 6 pound.
Yeah.
Your odds just decrease significantly.
They do.
Okay.
If you're going to go Bill Varney, light line and have fun, you can do it all day and have a great time.
Sure, nothing wrong, just a different way to do it.
A couple small bone fish, and just having a good time. Absolutely. I mean, if that's your gig, go for it,
Now, put your spotty shoes on, and you're going to go for a day of catching numbers. You still fishing that line? And the reason I ask is because do you feel that affects the number of bites that you're getting if you're fishing heavier like that? Or do you think that the fish that you're fishing for are going to eat that no matter what line it's attached to?
I think there's two ways to look at that, Rick. If you're going to go to the back bay, and that would be south of the Coronado Bridge, and you're going to fish straight bodies, maybe catch a small halibut, that kind of thing. Of course, I'm going to downsize it.
Fun numbers day.
Because the fish back there, the spotties seem to be like a 10 to 12, 13 inch, a 14 inch being a really good one back there. It's a lot of small ones. You can have a great time. I'm probably going to be using the 30-pound Power Pro with like a 15-pound leader.
Got it.
Just totally scale it back.
Yeah.
Light line, a bendy rod, get some bend in there, and fish that way. But if you're going to fish toward the opening, like from the bait receiver to like the cruise ship terminal, like downtown area. Okay, from downtown to the mouth.
That's a great description.
There's so much structure.
Totally.
And along with that structure comes breakoffs, and that structure attracts bigger fish. So you easily have a 2 to 3 pound spotty. I'm bumping it up, man. I'm not messing around. It's minimal 25-pound leader.
Okay.
Yeah. Same kind of thing,
That's cool.
Oh, it's fun. We're so fortunate to have this right here. Really.
You're right about that.
And Mission Bay too. Mission Bay is a gym in all of its own. There's so much eelgrass. Like if you've ever fished Newport Harbor, you're glass and you're looking for a strand of eelgrass. I mean, there's a few patches of it in there, but nothing like Mission Bay. Mission Bay is just so solid eelgrass.
Yeah, the bottom's covered with it.
It is. It's 8 to 15 feet forever. And we're so fortunate to have that. It's such a healthy environment, and everything grows up in there. The small halibut, the small bass, like it's loaded with calicos up to like 12, 13 inch. There's areas that they're loaded up in there.
That's really cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a really cool fishery. We're very fortunate. And wintertime is a great time to do it because as the water temps dropping on the outside, it's 61, 62, but it's it's hitting 60. I haven't seen the high 50s yet, but that's a couple days away. And so as you look at that 60 degree on the outside, you still maintain that kind of 62, 63 in the bay.
Yeah.
So they kind of levitate toward that,
It's a really cool time of year because, like, that fishing that you're describing is so on the forefront and something maybe somebody's excited to go do, and it's the next thing that we'll be doing. But then that's what's fun about this time of year is, last weekend on Let's Talk Hookup, Carl came in all excited, grabbing the live microphone. Limits of bluefin for every single boat that we had fishing that day, with fish up into the high 100-pound range. You brought up Booger this week, having cow bluefin and great kelp patty yellowtail fishing to go with it. There's a lot to be had right now, both on what we've experienced all summer still hanging strong, but also you can feel it in the air that the next round of fishing is coming, and it's really cool. I dig it. I really like this time of year.
It really is, Rick, and it's really, you look at what we've had, the weather we've had the last handful of days, and the weather that we have set up for the next week or so. It's honestly some of the nicest weather we've had in several months. As far as giving a stretch of 10 days to 2 weeks.
Knowing you've got something good to work with.
Yes, exactly. It's been kind of the year of wind,
totally.
For whatever reason. It's just the way it goes.
Other thing that's been fun, yesterday was the first day of the IGFA Swordfish tournament, that SoCal Swordfish tournament. First time they've done something like that in here, and I know that the first day was great. I think they had five swordfish in the tournament. Three of them weighed, 2 release. And it's a 2-day tournament. Day 2 is going on today, and it's a really cool format. At least I thought it was a cool format. It's all of Southern California, so they've got weigh stations, from the Channel Islands all the way down to the Marlin Club in San Diego. But yeah, first day for sure success, multiple big fish, and so that's going on again. Sounds like the swordfish season this year is, and we'll talk more about it I'm sure with Mark Wish, but it kind of in between, new. There's no judging thing. Well, this is a great year and this was a bad one.
This is the way it was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and this is
we so far this seems to be like the in between. We've had 3 years now of kind of getting, I certainly don't want to say figured out, but like starting to scratch the surface of figuring out. First year being some great fishing, last year kind of just okay, and this year kind of right in between those two with plenty of bites to be had for the guys that are trying it. It's not wide open and it's not multiple fish for everybody every day, but if you put the time in, get your gear rigged out, and spend some time in the areas, there's bites to be had, and it's been a very fun fishery. You know what? It's been a really fun fishery for us at the tackle store in that it's new for us, it's new for our customers, and it's very fun, like going through all of the gear with somebody that's experiencing something brand new and kind of us along with them, and you feel like you're part of the success. Is like, they come in the next, dude, I got a bite, they drifted all day long for a bite and didn't connect, but it's such a high five because it's something so new and so different,
and getting that bite, Rick, there's not much bite catch, right? Is there
virtually none? I saw one
like a big eye thresher.
Yeah, I saw an opug that got caught this. So yeah, exactly. There's
not much bite catch at all.
I will say this: some of the boys in the shop this week had blue shark that they were, when they got their bite and they came tight and they were so high fiving and so, and a blue shark came up. No. But it's been fun, and that's going strong. So yeah, lots going on, lots to talk about. And Corey, you said it best. This is a show about you, and that's what today is all about. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're just we're hanging out. The mics are open. If you've got a catch report you want to give, if you've got a question, whatever it may be, long range tackle, inshore, offshore, today's a day for you and a day for fun and talking some fishing. And we just want to talk to you about it.
Absolutely, Rick. And a way to do that, give us a shout, 213-432-1090. That's the number here. Get a hold of Rick or myself and participate in the show that way, or via the app. You can go on the app and text the show, and Rick and I will get the messages. We've already got a handful of really good ones.
Yeah, that's always been a really fun part.
I seen El Salto one in there too. Man, I'm fired up with that one. But hey, anyway, give us a call, 213-432-1090. We're giving away a full-day trip on the San Diego. Speaking of Boog, right? Boog and Matt.
And that's such a cool thing, too. That boat, what more can you say about the San Diego? Those guys absolutely kill it. They're the bar that's set behind. They're like they're the bar that you look at to get a gauge of what the fishing is like at home right now, and we're so proud to be so associated with the San Diego and Cap Matt and Cap Ryan, and yeah, man, an awesome opportunity. Somebody's going fishing on a full-day trip on the San Diego.
All you have to do is give us a shout at 213-432-1090. 432-1090. We're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. It's Rick and myself having fun today. Join us. We're going to be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app in the mightier 1090.
If you are going fishing on your trailer boat, make Summit Gasoline your first stop. Easy in and out with your trailer with almost 2 acres at the San Diego Sports Arena parking lot. Summit has what you need. Gourmet coffee, beer, ice, fishing license, discount San Diego and Mission Bay live bait certificates, and the lowest price on gas. For a limited time, tell them you heard this, and you will get 100 pounds of ice free with the minimum of 35-gallon purchase. You heard right, 100 pounds of ice free. There is no better place to get your gas and load up on everything you need than Summit Gasoline at the Sports Arena. Easy access to Dana or Shelter Island launch ramp. Summit caters to boats and trailers. Try them once, and you'll be back. Live bait certificates at a discount, beer, coffee, food, ice, and the lowest gas prices. It's your first stop before fishing. 100 pounds of ice free with a minimum purchase. Summit Gasoline. Easy in and out with your boat and trailer and more at the San Diego Sports Arena.
Hayden Lane here from Fastlane Kayaking, and I gotta tell you about all the rad new stuff we have in the shop. Like the fully updated new line of Hobie inflatable kayaks, the iTrek series. Hobie took the best-selling I-11S and made it even better. Then added new models like it, like the new iTrek 9 that weighs just 37 pounds, fully rigged, packs into a small bag with wheels, and fits just about anywhere. And on the water, this thing performs, featuring a super wide and flat hull shape that is stable and an elevated beach chair style seat that is comfortable. Or the all-new Hobie Mirage Lynx. Inspired by the shape of the inflatable kayaks, Hobie made a durable and ultralight hardtop model. It's a missing link. It looks like a hybrid of a stand-up paddleboard and a kayak. And the best part, at just 45 pounds, the hull weighs about half as much as similar-sized kayaks. And it's stackable. Pile them up on your roof rack or your truck bed. You gotta see this thing. Stop by the shop, right on the water in Dana Landing Marina in Mission Bay. Or check us out online at FastlaneKayaking.com.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
When you want to catch big bluefin tuna, you need Shimano. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The Shimano Beastmaster is the pinnacle of electric reels. Shimano's Gigamax motor packs a winding strength up to 250 pounds, ideal for kite fishing and more. Shimano's butterfly flatfall jigs are irresistible to bluefin tuna because they stay in the strike zone longer. Shimano makes a complete line of butterfly flatfall jigs to target your favorite game fish. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time in studio here. Rick, myself. You want to give us a call? 213-432-1090. We're giving away a full day trip on the San Diego out of Seaforth. Such a cool deal and always a fun show. Just give us a shout, participate, or text us via the app. And if you have a comment or question or anything in regards to the show.
These are my favorite because the callers are Let's Talk Hookup, and this show is about we're a big family, and like this is what drives it, and so I always enjoy it because the show just takes whichever direction it's supposed to go, and already lots of great phone calls lined up, already lots of great texts coming through. Everybody's got questions for Corey, and they want to get their shot at winning that full day trip on the San Diego. So why don't we start it off with the phones, Corey, and jump right into it?
Let's do it, Rick. How about Doug? Doug calling from Montebello. Good morning, Doug. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, I know that we had a little scratchiness on the phones this morning, so we're gonna while we're working on getting the phones rolling up, we do have lots of great texts coming through.
Lots of them.
How about this first one from Carl in San Diego? And it's curious if either of you guys have ever used a chum bucket. If so, where in the water column do you leave it? Top, middle, or bottom? That's from Carl in San Diego.
Chum buckets are actually a pretty useful thing if that's Personally, myself, I like to create reaction bites, and I like to do so. You've got to keep moving and keep fresh water coming so that you're getting that reaction. Like you can't sit in one place and keep creating reaction bites unless you're chumming. But with a chum bucket, you actually have to anchor up, and you want the fish to come to you. It's like the half-day boat. It's a mini half-day boat version. And Tommy Gomes was kind of the big deal with the uni goop.
Yeah, right.
Where you anchor up and like in the back bay, if you were to set that up in 15 feet of water, you don't want it to be too high in the water column, but you want it to be high enough so that it trails behind you in the current. So like mid-water column, if you're in 15 feet of water, I'd put it just 5 to 7 feet down, and create all that. You start out with a smelt,
right,
and you start building from there, and the halibut will come in, the bass, everything.
If you want to fish out of your private boat in the same fashion that if you're used to fishing on a sport boat or that style of fishing, chum bucket's such a good call, because you on a skiff, you don't have the ability of carrying scoops and scoops of bait, and like a sport boat can back into a good area and create the ecosystem with several throws of the scoop. You sprinkle all the bait in the water, it draws all the fish out. But on a skiff, you can, just like you said, Corey, you can anchor up in that pocket of kelp, get that chum bucket out, and all the life then comes to you. The smelt comes around, the senorita fish come around, the mackerel come around, and like you're creating that, all of that life behind the boat, because you're keeping that bait in the water and you're keeping that feed in the water.
And you remember a couple weeks ago when Kevin Nakata was on here, Sea Samurai, talking about goat fishing. You do a little bit of goat roping if you put that sucker down on the bottom. I'm telling you, that Unicoop style and that man, you put that near the bottom and then you put a hook within a few feet of it. Game on.
There's a bite to be had.
Oh, can you imagine?
The other thing that it's fantastic for, you have the only pain is dealing with it. Is bringing it and putting it is if you're making a tank of greenies for some type of off difference maker between finding a ball of them and picking up one or two on the sabiki rig to just having that get behind you and get super fired up. And sometimes it's the difference between picking off ones and twos and then having full strings on your sabiki rig. So I would say in general, I'm all for it, and it's just one of those things you just have to weigh out your options. You've got to deal with bringing it, housing it, keeping it cold, keeping it, from making a mess. But the benefits can be great if that's the style of fishing you're after.
I can't believe we're talking about chum buckets, but a good way to do it too is to freeze it. So
there you go.
So by keeping it frozen, you keep a slow release going out of a mesh bag. You want to keep it in a mesh bag and have that stuff filter out. But that's a great way to do it frozen.
Yeah. Good call.
I like it.
Well, good text getting us rolling. Corey, let's pick another one while we're waiting for our phones to get up and rolling.
You want to go with a text?
Yeah.
Let's do it. How about Russell from Huntington Beach? He says, hi, guys. Question for Rick. How exactly do you set up your Trinidad 20A with line for throwing iron?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
For me, I'm still on a Trinidad specifically, I'm a mono casting surface iron guy. So I do Power Pro on my Trinidad, but only for the sake that when I'm changing my line, I just don't have to change as much of it. But I like a full length casting top shot and then some. So I use 65-pound Power Pro. I don't know the exact amount, but I would say that the reel is approximately half full, probably in that 250-yard range, something like that. And then a full long, probably 120 to 125 yards of a 40-pound mono on top of that. I just like casting my surface iron with mono. There are definitely times in niche type scenarios where casting with straight spectra makes a world of difference. And I have an outfit that I keep just for that. We do a lot of yellowtail fishing in the springtime in La Jolla, and a lot of times in the spring that big fish is right on the kelp line. The type of fish where if you hook it on mono, your odds of landing it are not that high. So having a kelp cutter rig is important. But, and for that I use a Tranks and straight 80-pound Max Quattro and a little, like a 3-foot piece of 50-pound fluoro. But to answer your question, day in, day out, favorite surface iron, you got it. Trinidad 20A, half full of 65-pound Spectrum. A nice long top shot of 40-pound mono.
And the problem I have found with, and I love the short piece of fluoro, you know what I mean? But the problem that you have with that is you're going to pull hooks. You tend to, unless you get a yellow to completely inhale the surface iron, you'll get short bites. You'll miss bites. You'll get them on one hook, and they end up straightening it out, and you just end up with more issues with that short piece of fluoro than you do with the mono. They're so much forgiveness.
There's cons to each, and there's scenarios where one just is better than the other. But there's no doubt casting mono is way more forgiving. And there are guys out there, there's plenty of guys out there, they can cast Trinidad 20 straight braid and just fire the jig as hard as they can and not have any problems. I'm not that guy. I fish that reel with monofilament. If I want to cast my surface iron with braid, I like a Tranx 500. They're friendly when casting straight spectra.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure.
That's it.
Good one.
Well, hey, let's keep these texts rolling. There was another fun one that came through that I know was very much after your heart. And it says, guys, could you please elaborate on what I need for my January El Salto trip? What rods, reel, line size, and lure? I need the whole arsenal. I guess you can say the bucket list. That's from Terry and Big Bear.
Oh, man, Terry.
I know that's up your alley.
Right? I know. It's a lot of fun. My fishing is a little bit different than most, I think, would be. I mean, I like to get bit of my own kind of dimension. I want to get bit the way I want to get bit. I think that's a better way to say it, right?
Yeah.
And
that's the beauty of Salto.
Yeah, it is, because you can do whatever you want.
Right.
And
there's bites to be had.
And there's bites to be had, but it's different every single time I go. That's the thing you have to remember, Terry, is that it is seriously different every time I go. Now, there's always relations that are similar to the trip before, or trip 2-3 trips ago, but crankbaits are always a given.
Okay.
And whether you're fishing a shallow, banging the rock, like square bill, a 5-foot kind of diver, whether you're fishing, it seems like a great all-around one there, Rick, and maybe you can jump in, because I know you've caught some really good ones on like a 10 to 17 or 10 to 12-foot diver, and that seems to be like an all-around, all-purpose lure there.
Okay.
Because if they're in the shallows, you're still going to get bit. Or if they're in that little bit deeper water, you're still going to be hitting the heads of them and catching fish.
Like a 6XD or something smaller than
5X,
that?
6X, yeah, it's in that realm, or a Rapala DT like 10 or 12, something in that realm. And then you can go a step further, that's like the 17 or 20 foot. Let me tell you, that deep diving, what is it, Rick? I forget. There it is. Yeah, you hit it on the head, man. That thing kind of changed El Salto.
It's got a bill on it like an X-Rap 30.
You had better bring a surface iron rod. And seriously, an 8 to 9 foot rod with like straight 25-pound mono, or just it's a beefy outfit. I don't like fishing it. It gets bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna catch fish, and no joke. I mean, you'll catch a lot of like 6 to 8 pound fish on that thing. But it's just the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
Was it the way you want to do it? I mean, that thing dives at 25 feet.
It does. I mean, you feel like you're yo-yo jig fishing.
It really is.
You wind your butt off to get the thing down there, and then when it gets down there, you got half the rod is loaded up because you've got this big giant bill. But like you said, man, it is an effective big fish lure, but it's a lot of work.
I'll tell you, if the guide sees that in your arsenal,
like he knows that you've got it and you've got the gear to fish it,
he's going to take you right there. Seriously, because it's not effective.
Yeah,
but it's not the way I want to get bit. So crankbaiting is a huge part of El Salto for sure. Like, no matter what you do, in the slowest times, you can always go to the crankbait and catch fish.
Okay.
So always have that. The other thing, I mean, personally, I like fishing the weedless bait up on the bank. If they're hitting that, you're going to have to pry that out of my hand.
And what's that? Go over what that is and that outfit and the style of...
It's a 4-inch weedless with a Gamakatsu 3/0 Superline hook, or the 5-inch weedless with a 7/0 Gamakatsu Superline hook, and those two right there, I can have fun all day long. If I'm getting a bite every 10 casts, I just will not put that down.
And you cast that super shallow,
literally
dry even
on the
sometimes.
bank.
Yeah, like
on the bank.
You cast it onto the shore.
Well, and the reason being, Rick, is a lot of times that 2 to 4 pound fish is hanging in just 16 inches of water. It's hanging just on that ledge, okay? And it's trying to corral. Look at the boats. When you get on the boats, you'll see it. There's little 1-inch tilapia all over the bank.
Okay.
And those fish are sitting literally in a foot of water trying to wait. Those little 1-inch tilapia will literally get up in the grass and like they will not leave an inch of water.
Yeah.
And you'll see where making your cast, getting it on the bank and bringing it in will draw that bite.
Okay.
You'll get it. But if you think I'm casting close enough, you're probably hitting them on the head.
Sure. You're not giving them any chance to react to it or
That's
anything.
it. That's it. Yeah. Or if you can cast parallel, so weedless swim bait, the crankbait. The other one that a lot of guys have fun with is using like a 7-inch slug, and I use the 6.5-inch one I make, and I'll have fun doing that too. Top water. Don't forget top water.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes you can get bit on that all day long too. So poppers, and like a surface prop or a Zara spook style.
Okay. Oh, so
between
kind of
all
walk
that,
the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. But between 3 to 4 rods, you'll have the time of your life.
You can go. You said it best. The very fun part about Salto is you can do anything you want. You can go there with a bag of Senkos and a bag of lizards, and you will catch fish all day long.
All day.
But that's nowhere near as exciting as firing a bait into the stick-ups and winding it back fast and having a fish try to jerk the rod out of your hand.
Reactionary bites.
And there are times when that is the most effective way to get them, and there often are times when you may get a few less bites, but the bites you get will be a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
Just about anywhere on that lake, you could Carolina rig a lizard and make a cast with it, and you will catch a fish.
Oh, you'll catch fish all day long
Yeah.
on a lizard-style lure or a Senko. You
Right.
know?
But
do you have 100 pounds of it that you brought with you?
The best fishing we had on our last trip when I went with Steve Pinard was we were fishing. We got into an area of a lot of fish that had a lot of shad up, and we were just fishing a standard 4-inch MC swim bait on an underspin lead head, and you, for a 2-hour-long session, every cast was a bite.
Isn't that
every
crazy?
single cast, like you could for 2 hours, and it was and that was just that it was fun, easy fishing, and it's Terry. All I can say is you're going to have a fantastic time. It's
I want to hear the report.
Yeah, it's a really special spot.
It is, and enjoy it. You know, a lot of guys they dream of that 10+ pounder, and you'll hear a lot of guys. You know, oh, I had 11, I had 12, and don't set yourself up for a mental disaster and being
so true,
because there's a tremendous amount of 7, 8, 9. You know, 9 being a really good one, but there's a lot of like 5 to 7, 8 pounders in there, and just go have fun. It's a great place to be, relax. The people there are awesome. You'll have a great time. I want to hear the report.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we're good to go. No,
All right.
It's a very special spot, and man, I think that was so smart of what you said too, because we see it a lot of times with guys long range fishing, like or Alaska. Like you associate a long range trip with a 300-pound tuna, or Alaska with a 200-pound halibut. Your El Salto is for sure a place where a 10-pounder can happen, and it might happen on your first trip, but the measure of success is not had by the number of double digits. Like
great way to put it.
It's just a great place to go, have a really good time, and enjoy the camaraderie. The fishing with the guides down there is very cool. The level of service is fantastic. Terry, you're gonna have such a great trip.
I know.
I'm so jealous.
I'm
now.
envious.
I want to
Big
go
time.
right now.
I do too.
That's
Hey,
really cool.
This is typically where we'd have the cast tourist report, and
We can't standing by.
Oh, we do. Okay, right on. Hey, Cass. But just want to mention that the report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for fish when your trip returns to the San Diego landings, as well as your private boat catch. Now with Fish Pros Market, you can purchase fresh fish, smoked and jerkied fish, spices, rubs, smoked cheese, and their famous tuna burgers, along with their amazing poke kit. They are now open at their new location in the Old Town of Taylor Street. Call for details or order online at fishermansprocessing.com.
We've had a little trouble with the phones, Cass, man. We got you going there. Are you ready? We can, but a little scratchy this morning. Yeah, we got you a little scratchy this morning, and we're working on getting the phones figured out. But we got you, and we're anxious to hear what's going on in the Baja.
Well, first of all, you guys got me fired up with the bass fishing up at El Salto. You know, you go with Corey. He's the master, man. I'll tell you, throwing into those thick woods, thick trees, brush, whatever, bringing fish out of there with the MC swim baits. It's incredible, just incredible to watch the master at work. And of course, I did learn a few things fishing with them, and I look forward to our January 26th trip back to Lake El Salto. We're taking 18 great anglers to tackle the big bass at Lake El Salto.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds like fun. You still have open spots on that one, Cass?
No, we're booked. We're solid, man. So yeah, but you know, if anybody wants to go to El Salto, give me a call, man. I'll put them at the right place at the right time. But yeah, you got me excited, Corey. But I just got back from San Jose del Cabo with our annual Wahoo Rumble trip. We had 54 great anglers down there, and that green water just won't leave that Vinorama, Ironbank, San Luis. It's like a Dead Sea in there. I couldn't believe it. We trolled, we yo-yoed, we did everything, but I think we got one bonita out of there. But otherwise, all the tuna disappeared, the wahoo disappeared. But we did get 3 wahoo. We got a bunch of small dorado fishing the areas around all that green water. And happy to say my grandson Ryan, my oldest daughter's son Ryan, caught a 39.6 wahoo right at Punta Gordo where the water was cleaner. And that took first place. And then our second place was a 10.2 wahoo taken by a couple of guys from Arizona. And then third place went to Roxy's son, Travis, my other grandson, with a 15.2 Dorado. So we kept it in the family just about 2 of the 3 places. So I was a little embarrassed facing these people there at the award ceremony. Going, oh, my God, my grandson's won 2 places. But
that's awesome. Chip off the old block.
Yeah, I know. And I was going, oh, man, these people are going to lynch me, you know. But, no, everybody was great about it, and they had a good time. And yeah, you know, Ricky, the first time, all the time we've had this Wahoo Rumble, we didn't catch one yellowfin tuna. I mean, any size. And we had 20 boats fishing for 3 days, and there was no tuna in sight. It was just unbelievable that we would not catch any tuna. We always catch a lot of tuna during this Wahoo Rumble.
Sure.
So maybe it's just that time, you know, that's fishing. And unfortunately, that's you do have some bad days, but you do have some fabulous days. So got to keep trying. But, yeah, that's kind of the report for this week. We'll talk more about it. Hey, I'm going to be live tomorrow morning. I'll be there. And
we can't wait, buddy. Having you.
Looking forward to sitting with you two guys and talking. Yeah, sitting with you two guys and talking fishing. But anyway, that's the report. Anybody wants to book a trip to El Salto, any other places we sell in southern Baja, mainland Mexico, Central America, wherever, 800-593-6510 or on the web at www.casttours.com. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, great job, buddy. Appreciate that. A great report as always, and we will look forward to talking next week.
All right, man. Take care.
And looking forward to having you in the studio tomorrow.
Right. I know. I look forward to being here with you tomorrow. And Cass, we'll see you tomorrow. And for now, we're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on a Mightier 1090 and Let's Talk Hookup app.
Hey guys, this is Ali Husseini from Local Knowledge and BD Outdoors. I'm a lucky guy in so many ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no-obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put your address, and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Yosef is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Yosef and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll see you on the water.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping celebrate Searcher's 50th anniversary. Our 2021 schedule is available now with more limited load trips. The Searcher has a great crew, fantastic food, a family atmosphere to make your fishing adventure complete. Book your trip online at searchersportfishing.com. That's searchersportfishing.com. Or call Celia at 619-226-2403.
All right, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. We were just talking about, fishing El Salto. We were talking about bay bassing. We were talking about calico bass fishing, and all of that, the same reel comes to my mind, and that's at Shimano Tranks.
Oh, 100%.
That series of reel is so right in that you could have a Tranks 200 and be fishing your spotties and green bass, 300 fishing calico bass and weedless, and a 400 you could be offshore casting a popper for a tuna or dropping down a Colt Sniper, catching a big red. It's just a fantastic series of reels built for what we do in SoCal.
The gearing, the drag, it's all right on target for catching big fish too, Rick.
And it's, again, we talked about surface iron fishing. You want to talk about a user-friendly casting platform. It is Tranks. The variable braking system allows you to dial in the cast based on the skill level of the angler. You can put it in the hands of somebody brand new to conventional gear fishing, crank those brakes up, and they're going to have trouble-free casting, learn the mechanics of a conventional reel, and then as their skill set increases, you back those brakes off and watch them cast like a pro. Get it at your local Shimano dealer, the Tranks family of reels, or for more information, check out Shimano.com.
Don't give up on finicky fish and light bites. The secret to getting more bites is thinner leader for more natural presentations. That's where Seaguar Gold Label leader material shines. It's Seaguar's thinnest leader material yet. 18% thinner and 17% stronger than any other Seaguar leader. That means it's even less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader-shy fish. With exceptional knot and tensile strength, this advanced leader material has been proven all season long on finicky tuna as big as 100 pounds on 40-pound tests. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at Seaguar.com.
Dana Landing in Mission Bay is truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Come see our expert fishing staff for just about anything you need for a great day of on-the-water fun. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack, perfect for up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse with up to 6. Dana Landing has a huge selection with everything you need to catch small bay bass or giant tuna. We will be sure to set you up with the right gear. We even offer reel repair and Mexican and California fishing licenses. Don't forget the amazing deli at Dana Landing with all the food, ice, and beverages you need to complete your day. Need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle with all the finest rods and reels, the hottest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has an amazing staff who love to share their passion for fishing. East County Bait and Tackle is located at the end of the 67 freeway on Main Street in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp on San Diego's Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time this morning. I do that every time. I get so in the habit of sitting on the Corey side.
Rick, it's your position. I know.
My bad.
Hey, no bad at all. Hey, welcome back. And the phone lines are down right now. So if, and actually we have them down, the show sounds much better. So if you want to text the show, texting the show is the
that's it
one
right
and
now.
only option at this point in time. It's only via the app. Go on and text the show, and you can get a hold of us that way and participate in the show.
Yeah, Christian's diligently working to try and get the phones back up and running. And, we all heard that really scratchy audio there at the very beginning. And so right now we're going to go with the great text options. There's lots of them. Again, if you're not on the Let's Talk Hookup app, it's such a good call. It's totally free download, easy to get, and more so than just texting the show, which you can do today to get your questions answered, but just all of the benefits. It's easy to listen to archive shows. If you missed a show, you want to hear last week's show live from Tackle Days with all the guys calling in, it's very easy to listen past shows. You can call, you can find out more about it, you can get a direct link to the website. It's a great thing. It's totally free. There's no spam, there's no BS.
No junk that comes with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a fun way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup, and you'll always be able to listen through your phone. It's just a great one to have.
And here's a good text right here. Rick says, "Good morning, Rick and Corey," and this is from Rich in Long Beach, and definitely include your name and where you're from and the whole thing, right? So thank you, Rich in Long Beach. He says, "Good morning, Rick and Corey. What is the best month to go to Cedros for the hottest calico fishing, and where on the island are the calicos the most plentiful?" That's a good one.
Yeah, those are great ones.
Like right up my alley. What do you think, Rick?
Well, I
know your biggest one came from. I didn't forget.
Punta Redondo. So I'm torn on that. I always thought that the best month was June. You know, I've had fantastic calico bass fishing there in June. That fish is like getting ready to include or in the spawning phase. Anytime people ask me what was the best month to fish calico bass in there, I used to always say June. That was my favorite. With that said, I have yet to do a trip down there without some great bass fishing, and I've done a couple of trips now in August, and it was
on fire,
spectacular.
Really?
I mean, spectacular fishing. So now I'm almost back to not having a definite answer. But June was always my favorite month for fishing calico bass at Cedros.
How about this? It's always great calico fishing, right? I mean, that's a given. It's always good.
It is, yeah.
But personally, I want to fish them on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that surface reactionary bite, have them explode on the surface out of the kelp kind of thing. So the hotter the water gets, the more the calicos go deeper.
Right.
So I don't want to fish them in 80-degree water. I don't want to fish them in 75-degree water.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to be down a little bit, right? So it's more like that up to 72-degree water, 74-degree, kind of in that realm is where they're still going to be kind of on the surface. So I like to stay away from that July, August, September.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. That's me personally. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to have that crazy good fishing, right? I mean, it might be in 60, 90 feet of water and down 30 feet on a 5-inch Viejo style kind of thing.
Right.
You're probably going to, I'll guarantee you that you probably will have more calicos doing that. You'll have a 200 fish day.
Right.
Than I would in June or October on the surface.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I might have 80 fish, 100 fish, but that surface bite to me personally is worth way more than 10 of them on a Viejos in 80 feet of water.
Just like we were saying with the Salto thing, like the catching them the way you want, up high on the lure you want.
Yes.
You'll sacrifice numbers for that quality.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I again, I don't know that there's a bad time to go down there.
There isn't.
With that said, you know, that trip, those last two trips that we did in August were so good. Surface iron, weedless baits, hard jerk baits. It was fantastic. And as far as the best place to catch them at the island, that is just totally driven by condition. And, you know, wherever the best condition happens to be, current is a huge effect. You know, you've got good current blowing into the kelp, into the island, where that is. That's where you're going to find the best fish. And like anything, the weather side of the island that's more exposed to weather gets less pressure and tends to have some fantastic fishing. But you also have to have the right condition to fish there. The beauty of Cedros is no matter what the wind or swell is doing, there are always going to be comfortable places to fish. But when the conditions are such that you can be anywhere and you can fish on the weather exposed side of the island that doesn't get the pressure, there's oftentimes that's where you'll see some of that phenomenal fishing. So,
yeah, and that's a great way to say it. I love it, man. There, you know what? Period. There is no bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'd go down in August with you, Rick.
That sounds good to me. Yeah. Hey, I want to include one thing for all of our texters out there, since we're having a little bit of issue with the phone, and I'm sure that Christian's going to get it connected, but make sure that you include some contact info on your text this time. So just basically what I'm getting at is text your phone number, because we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity today at winning that prize on San Diego. So make sure to include a phone number. That way we usually don't need to get a phone number, but that way we can get you back if you're the big winner today. Usually that's something that's reserved for our phone callers, just because it's a higher level of participation. But again, all the texters are going to be eligible today, so make sure to include your phone number with your text. And if you've already gotten a text through or read on the air, just fire back, let you know, hey, this was Rich, and this is what my phone number is. So with that said, we're going to continue on with our text, and this time we've got another great one. And it says, this is from Corey, and he was wanting to know about supply chain issues in the tackle store for the holiday season. And I can just say, Corey, it's not a holiday season thing. The fishing business, at least I can only speak for Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Our holiday season is summertime tuna, so holiday season for us is more of a downtime time of year in terms of product inventory than it is in the middle of summer. With that said, no, the things have definitely not corrected themselves yet. It definitely feels like it's starting to loosen up. I would say we're seeing more inventory start to make its way through, but it is definitely not close to it. So I would expect through the holiday season, I don't think it's going to be 100% corrected, and inventory is still going to be, it still is tough. Right now, at least for us, we're working off of all of the, seeing the writing on the wall, the scenario that we're in right now very early. We did a lot of ordering very early, but yesterday or the other day at the shop, we had a huge order of fathoms and reels come in, and somebody said, "Oh, I'm so stoked to see that they're you're finally getting the reels in." That was from an order that was placed in May.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so we just got it last week, an order from May. Now in the middle of November. So it hasn't corrected itself yet. I do think through the holiday season, in terms of fishing tackle, it's still going to be pretty tough. And if you know that that's something that you're after, I still say the same thing. Get it. Yeah.
If you're trying to buy a reel or a big ticket item, any kind of an item, really, for a loved one or for someone in your family or friend or whatever, you better not look at it today thinking you're going to get it in 2 weeks.
I think that's it. I think that's totally it. And, obviously, it's bias coming from a guy that makes his living selling fishing tackle, but that's not the reason I say it. The reason is because it's just tough, and I really do feel like next season is going to be similar. I don't think this whole shipping port issue is going to get corrected overnight. I think we're in a long haul of it. So if there's something that you need, and it's available, I urge you to just go get it.
Don't sit on your hands thinking it's going to be available.
And I get that I'm a little biased at that, but that's still my advice.
Right. Oh, crazy, Rick.
All right, we got another text to roll through.
How about well, this is kind of in line too here. Gary White from Lawndale, he said took advantage of the Tackle Day sale. In fact, how was that, Rick?
We had a great one.
Yeah, spectacular.
Tackle Day went fantastic. It was a great event. It was well attended. We had some great seminars. The sales were awesome. It was a very busy day, but in Tackle Day fashion, it was just a fun one. It's fun for everybody. We did the Shimano casting contest. I got to give a big shout out. You mentioned him earlier, Kevin Nakata.
Yeah.
He was the winner of our Shimano casting contest with a bomber of a cast. 110 yards with a Shimano Tranx 500 and a 90 H Terramar rod. So bomber of a cast. But
that's crazy.
A very fun day for sure. It was a great one.
Well, I look forward to next year. And what Gary says, he said you should have bought more plastics. What a hot deal! Yeah,
all
stuff.
MC swim baits were buy two get one free.
Isn't that
it was crazy?
Killer, yeah. I look forward to next year for sure.
We did a bunch. It was fun.
All right, hey, we're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. More from Rick and Corey, and text the show. That's the way to get to us today. We're going to be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app in the mightier 1090.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is small, it's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all the miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities to Ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho A&M. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pockets. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAHA. And rancholandero.com. It's unique.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charter is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. Check out islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 1 1/2 to 5-day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
San Diego, do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com and they'll be glad to hook you up.